Everyone asks me the same question when they start thinking about moving to Branson. Where's the best place to live? And the truth is, the answer is actually very different depending on what your lifestyle looks like. Because some people move here for the lake, others want to be close to all the attractions and the restaurants and the entertainment, and others want something more quiet just outside of town. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through all of the main areas that most people consider when making a move to Branson. What each one feels like, what buyers tend to like about them, and the trade-offs that come with each one of them. And make sure you stick around to the end. I'm going to show you the one location that most relocation buyers actually end up choosing once they've toured the entire region. Stick around. Hey, if we haven't met before, I'm Jason Yeager with Great Branson Homes. I help people relocate here to Branson, buy lake homes here on Table Rock Lake, and invest in short-term rentals in both Stone and Taney County. So if that's something you're into, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're seriously considering a move to Branson, I put together a relocation guide. It's all new for 2026. It's packed with all kinds of neighborhood information, price expectations, schools, you name it. Lots of great info in there. You can check that out in the comments down below. And while we're talking about comments, I would love for you guys to drop me a comment on where you're watching from. I always love to connect with people from all over the country on my YouTube channel. All right, so let's start with the area that most people are familiar with when they're first researching Branson, and that's Branson proper. All right, so here we've got a map of just the general overlook of the city of Branson, and I think when most people are considering moving to the area, they're probably pretty familiar with Highway 76 Strip, where all of the theaters and the restaurants, the nightlife and stuff is. And then, of course, down here at the Branson Landing and the downtown historic district. That's what most people think of when they think of Branson. When you're looking at all of this, there's not a lot of residential areas that are on this strip. There's a few older places that are north and south, especially down here on the downtown area. You'll find a lot of the really more early 1900s, 1930s, and 40s homes that are right around this area downtown. And then also up here on Cliff Drive, as you're getting across 65 here. So this is the main highway 65 that comes in from Springfield and up from Arkansas. And as you get into Branson here, you can either go east down here to downtown, or you can go west through the 7-mile strip up to Branson West, right? And so as you're coming down here, you'll see some neighborhoods, older neighborhoods that are down this way that overlook Lake Taneycomo. Some great views from some of these properties. And then as you come down, it splits off down Fall Creek Road. There's some really cool places down here along the Taneycomo front. Taneycomo Acres is one of my favorite neighborhoods that's down here, just right down here. There's some homes down here that have actually lake access. There's a boat ramp right down here. And then if you're looking for more condo style living that's really close to all of the restaurants, I'm sure a lot of people, you have stayed in condos on Thousand Hills Golf Course, which is right down here. There's several condos that Thousand Hills offers for people who want a condo life with easy living, low maintenance, little to no maintenance. The Champions, of course, is very popular. The Foothills is one of my favorites right down over here. And then if you keep going down Highway 165, this is the yellow route or Green Mountain Drive that kind of runs adjacent just south of the strip alongside it. And as you go down here, you'll find Fall Creek and Point Royale Golf Course down here. And this is where a lot of people will retire and have condos, single family homes, townhomes that are all over here close to Taneycomo and the dam. And I want to try to point out one other thing. Now, obviously the trade-off here, if you live in Branson proper, is that you're going to be facing a lot of the traffic flow that comes during the peak season. So you have to really plan your day accordingly, especially in June, July, and August. There are places just outside of, there's still the Branson address, but they're not in the city limits. That might be a great option. Horizon Hills, if you're a young family, you might check out Horizon Hills and Meadow Ridge down here. This is a great area off of Sycamore Church Road that is north of town. And then even further north up here off of 248, it's between 65, just south of 160, west of 65, and east of 248. Right over here is Emery Creek. And this area is got larger lots. They're really tucked out in the hills with Ozark Mountain views with a lot of these. Beautiful area. These homes probably will run you somewhere in the $400,000 range normally. And I just love this particular area for people who want to meet maybe a little bit away from all of the hustle and bustle of Branson, but still in Branson schools. All right. So those are a few of my favorite areas. And then also, I forgot to tell you, here's Branson High School and Branson Hills Golf Club on the north side of town. There's the Recplex over here. You've got all of the major shopping on the north side of town away from the tourist strip down here, the Super Walmart, the Target, there's a Home Depot, an Aldi's, and lots of shopping down here. There's a Best Buy down here, lots of fast food chains, Panda Express. One of my favorite places is right down here. And then there's a lot of 55 and up communities that are along this Branson Hills Parkway by the Recplex over here too, and on Branson Hills Golf Resort. So you've got a mix of luxury homes and condos here on the golf course as well. So these are some of my favorite areas. And then on the east side over here, tucked away off of Bee Creek Road, down Reinhardt down here, you'll see some other areas that are more your starter homes down here close to Bull Creek on the north side of town. So real easy access to get back over to 65 here if you're having a job in Springfield or into Branson. Some of these areas right tucked away off of the high road and the frontage road over here off of F Highway and Bee Creek Road will be some areas. There's some really nice homes out that way. So that's Branson proper. But this is where relocation buyers start to look outside of the main part of Branson, which leads us to our next area up on the map is Hollister, Missouri. All right, next up on our list is Hollister, Missouri, which is located just south of Branson across Lake Taneycomo. As you go into old downtown Branson, you start maneuvering down across Taneycomo Bridge, and then there's the roundabout here, and then you go right on Lake Road down here. This takes you down past BB Highway and the old downtown Hollister area. Now, the reason why people, I think, loved Hollister is because you're outside of all of the hustle and bustle of Branson. It's a lot more of a quieter, chill vibe. Hollister is still close to all of the shopping and restaurants. It's got a lot of really cool stuff downtown here. Very much smaller than Branson. It's got a small town feel to it. The schools are great over here. A lot of people really rave about the Hollister School District on down BB Highway. There's a lot of new construction and development that's been happening lately in Hollister. So there's a lot of opportunities to get settled into maybe a newer home if that's something that you're into. I'll show you on a map here. Here's a lot of the newer construction that is for sale and has sold in Hollister over the last year. And you can see where the majority of the newer construction is lying off of BB Highway here close to the school. And there's a lot of other newer homes being built over here on Walnut and Elm Street as well. So I personally think that see if I can get a picture of some shots of the downtown area here in Hollister that you could see. Here's the Old English Inn downtown. Pretty cool little spot there. The poorhouse is down there. The Hook and Ladder pizza joint is one of my favorite places to dine at downtown. Really cool place. There's a lot of antique places for people who are into all of that. You got Taps on Downing Street down there as well. And then if you get outside of the old downtown historic part of Hollister, you can also cut back over to all of the area down here where the coffee shops and the fast food restaurants, Menards, and all of your other shopping industrial areas are going to be down over here close to the Hollister Police Department. College of the Ozarks is over here as well. A lot of people end up going to either OTC or College of the Ozarks down here on the Hollister side. Oh, also Harder House. That's an awesome place to get fresh meats. If you like steaks and ribs, oh my gosh, they're the best. But for a lot of people, the real draw of moving to Branson isn't the city itself, it's the lake. A lot of people who move here are really coming for Table Rock Lake. So areas around the lake, places like Kimberling City, Indian Point, and even Lampe are starting to become really attractive for people. It's a very laid back lifestyle. And if you are really loving the lake life, definitely this west side of the lake is a lot quieter, a lot more chill. If you enjoy boating, fishing, or just being anywhere near the water, living near the lake gives you that lifestyle. So these areas can also have a mix of full-time residents, second homes, and vacation rentals too, depending on the neighborhood. But for buyers looking for lake views, marina access, or that more relaxed lake environment, these communities can be really appealing. But not everyone looking to move to Branson is necessarily looking for lake views. Now, another area that people will consider besides Branson and even Hollister or on the west side of the lake is Forsyth, Missouri, just east of Branson. You can get there off of 160 north of town. It winds around through here past Merriam Woods and Rockaway Beach, and you end up in Forsyth. Or you can come through Branson, through instead of going right into Hollister, you go left down Mount Branson, Old 76, and it takes you all the way around. This is about a 40-minute jaunt to get over here to Forsyth. And it overlooks Lake Taneycomo, and it pours into Bull Shoals Lake over here. So it's mixed, depending on where you're at in Forsyth, you could be either on Lake Taneycomo or Bull Shoals Lake. But Forsyth, for people also that want a more quieter lifestyle, Forsyth also tends to be, I think, a little more affordable for folks. If you still want that small town feel and you're on a budget, Forsyth might be the area for you. This is also where the Taney County Courthouse, the Taney County seat, lies right here in Forsyth as well. So there's some smaller and more local restaurants down here. There's some banks. There's even some condos that a lot of people will end up getting down here on Taneycomo Terrace. That is a very popular area down there for people that want that 55 and up lifestyle. That I would recommend Taneycomo Terrace. I've sold a few down in there for people, but these are older homes. There's not a lot of newer areas that are going into Forsyth. But if that is something that you still want the lake, you close access to the lake, and you want to save on your wallet, check out Forsyth, Missouri. And then there's another option that a lot of relocation buyers will consider once they visit the area, and that's rural land and acreage. All right, so this is areas like Walnut Shade and even Saddlebrook up here that are north of Branson. Walnut Shade runs down here on the east side of 65 and even all the way up here on the left side through 160 as well. There's a lot of hills still out here. You have opportunity to get Ozark mountain views. Saddlebrook up here, just 10 miles north, is a really beautiful area. I mean, you're talking winding roads through here that just a lot of large acre lots where you can spread out, a lot of custom homes. If you're really wanting to get a nice custom home that's probably from the 600,000 mark up to over $1 million, there's a lot of acreage out here and a lot of lots available to build on out here in Saddlebrook. The creek that just runs right through the area is absolutely gorgeous. You have easy access to 65. The trade-off here on Saddlebrook is going to be that you just don't have access to a lot of the shopping and restaurants. Beautiful homes out here. All right, so earlier in the video, I mentioned that there was an area that a lot of relocation buyers end up choosing once they visited the region. And interestingly enough, that area is often Hollister. because it tends to give people that balance of being close to Branson while still feeling quieter and more residential. And you're not having to battle the Branson price tag, honestly. All right, so I'm just curious, if you were going to move here, would you want to be closer to Table Rock Lake or maybe closer to the entertainment and the restaurants? Let me know down in the comments. All right, that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you're seriously considering a move to Branson, make sure you download my Branson Relocation Guide. And you can always book a Zoom one-on-one with me. All those links are in the description down below. All right, I'm Jason with Great Branson Homes. Follow for the local truth and not the hype.